Greetings and salutations, and it's time for that speedy boy Lance. Often the bane in multiplayer because all they do is knock you over, but you get them back by triggering their counter thrust. Anyway, Lance is I don't know how to actually say this without just being completely blunt. If you're not using Safi'jiiva with Lance, put the Lance down, use a different weapon. Lance is possibly the safest armour to use with Safi'jiiva, simply because you've got this big friggin' shield, and building for it, it's never been easier. It's like been a doddle, really. I won't lie, for my base Lances, I've revolved it around the meta, but for a few other things, yeah, I've gone and beat the meta. Go me, again. So we do have a lot to actually get through here, however, I just want to state that I am using a blast lance here simply because before I started collecting the lances, I just assumed that, like with every other weapon apart from dual blades and bow, blast would going to be the prominent. So I've gone and got myself a blast lance, upgraded it, maxed it all out, got the build I like, and didn't do any research into it, not realizing that elemental lance is just a tad. And by just a tad better, I mean that on average you need to get between 4 and 7 blast procs for it to even compete with an elemental lance. So yeah, elemental lance is the way forward, people. Put the blast lance down, pick up your elemental lances here. This is true for pretty much every matchup bar like 2 or 3. I believe Kushala is one where blast will potentially and most likely out damage the elemental lance, and there's like a few others which I've not really looked into, so sorry. But still, for the majority of my builds and for this gameplay, I am going to be showing the blast lance just because that's what I'm running. Anyway, let's get cracking. Now, I typically run guard 3 because they seem to be the most damaging, and I find guard 3 to be enough. So here we have the Safi elemental snout, ignore the shatter, and we're using resentment level 4 deco, attack, affinity, and elemental augment. For our awakenings, we're going attack 6, attack 5, sharpness 5, Teostra, essence. Safi crown beta with resentment 4, attack, Safi chest with guardian attack and one more resentment, and you want to remember where that resentment is, by the way. Kaiser fan braces with guardian attack and challenger, and Kaiser coil with guardian attack, tenderizer attack, Safi boots with iron wall 4, tenderizer, and then one more iron wall for your guard 3, and rounding it all off we have that challenger charm 4. Yeah, go me. And from what I recall, this is basically the exact same as the meta, not go me. And then here we have our guard 5 variant. All I have done, I've taken that challenger charm and I've put a guard 5 charm in, and where I had that iron wall level 4, I've put a challenger level 2, and where I had the iron wall dual 1, I've put an expert to put us back to that 100% affinity, and this out damages the guard 5 meta by quite a bit. And by quite a bit, I'm talking like 90 EFR, which is going to be quite a bit. So, just to give you an idea of what the elemental setups of this actually looks like, let's actually have a look at an elemental setup. Now, they're all going to be the exact same. I'm just using one weapon through ease of showing, and saves me messing around on Honey Hunter for about 30 friggin' years. So here we have my guard 3 elemental lance setup. Like I said, it is the exact same. Your effective rule hasn't changed. The only thing that potentially has changed is your effective element, because, well, we're now using element. Overall, these builds are fine, apart from the guard 5. It's better. It's up to you on whether you want to use guard 5 or guard 3. I've tried to keep them as close as that in damage as possible, but I would recommend my guard 5 over the meta because it's better. It's my content. Of course I'd recommend my content. Why wouldn't I? How dare you assume such a thing? Absolutely loving Safi'jiiva on Lance. It's pretty darn safe. I thought I'd give myself a challenge with good old Black Diablos here, because she had like multiple hitboxes, and if you time your guards wrong, you block one thing but you get hit by another like a second later. So yeah, but One thing I did notice as well in my testing around, I thought I'd actually try an elemental lance, so I got the old water lance out and I went poking Tio in the face. Was doing really well, dodging and evading and blocking and having a great time until the stupid blasty flamey cat thought he'd do a supernova on top of me. So yeah, I sought the wisdom of the guard up skill. This is my guard 3 variant. If you remember, like I said, remember where that resentment jewel 2 was, because that's now a shield jewel 2. Not dropped too much. I left the challenger in simply because of the affinity buff, and we wanted that affinity. Resentment, although a higher damage buff, sacrifices have to be made. So this is a guard up, guard 3 build. Works perfectly fine. Absolutely amazing, especially if you're up against a monster that likes spamming certain attacks that are unblockable. Valkara! Yeah, works pretty damn well. And then, just for my own amusement, I thought I'd do a guard up, guard 5 build, and out of the sheer hilarity of coincidence, this is on par, like exactly on par with the meta guard 5 build without guard up. So I do the same damage and technically I'm safer. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm bragging a lot in this one, aren't I? Should probably stop doing that, but damn, I'm good. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so more defense, because you know, extra blocky for those attacks that can't be blocked. Anyway, that is me. Have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health. Ta-ra!